Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Landlords Podcast. I know you will. Every time I'll be talking about Maggie. You want to know who is Maggie today? Maggie is with us, yeah?
Maggie's in the boat.
And on today's topic, we are going to talk about the peer pressure on women, mainly women. And yeah, I have a new guest with me. She's what is your name? Oh, I've said
you want me to mention my name?
No. Mention my
my
ancestor's name.
My name is Maggie.
Okay. I guess you all know Dina, and it's Capo there. Capo is always with us.
I'm a trademark now.
Yeah.
I'm a camo.
He's no more a tenant. He's a landlord.
I'm a landlord
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
So, since the topic is about women, we give the platform to the woman. Yeah. And since you are the new one here, Maggie, talk something.
What should I say?
What?
Well, let me help you out, okay?
Yeah.
Now, I think today's topic, we are talking on the effect of peer pressure.
Yeah, the effect of
on
peer
women.
pressure, woman. Yeah.
In the sense that, you know, everybody has aspirations.
True.
Right? So sometimes you are on your way going somewhere, but you see people as a old driver, no?
Mhm.
You are in your lane, they see some cars coming past you, shoo, be like, hey, this one is fast though. You understand? Maybe they
Yeah.
are going where you are going, but they will get there way ahead of you.
Mhm.
So when you see some young ladies, not necessarily saying they are doing better than you, but then they find dubious ways to go faster in life.
Get what you want.
Yeah, to get what they want. How do you feel as a young lady when, let's say career wise, when you see people doing those they are taking shortcuts to get ahead of you? How does that weigh on you as a young lady? How does that feel?
Okay, so it depends, because if it's you are taking dubious ways to get to where you want to get to, if I know that's what you are doing, then I don't really care, because you face the consequences. So I'm not supposed to be crying because you are doing bad things to get to where you want to get. But if you are using a genuine way to get to where you want to get to, then maybe I can learn from you. It might give you pressure that everybody's going and you're delaying and all of that, but you can also get there with time. Maybe your time is different from their time. Yeah,
Okay.
so
I'm not the host, but I like this particular topic, because let's say the person got there through dubious ways, right? But you didn't know. So all of a sudden, it's natural. It makes you
Yes.
feel like, hey, as a miyake
Yeah.
chiro, what is this pressure, no? So what do you do in that sense? Do you get closer to the person to find out, no, yeah, then we'll do in terms, or you just stay in your lane?
Oh, for me, I don't mind. I can ask.
Okay.
How did you get there? Because if I want to get there, if I can ask you, it means I'm not jealous of you, but I really want encouragement. So I'll ask you, how did you get there? If you can't give me any explanation, then you're suspect.
You're suspect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. So, Mr. Host, I think I don't.
Me, I don't be host too. I just give you intros. I'm not a host. That's what you don't understand. I'm not a host. I am an introducer. Dina,
Yeah.
what do you think about this topic?
I do feel a bit of pressure when I see like my ex-classmates graduating, or even people younger than me. For example, now these young guys that are going to UK, you see them all of a sudden graduating, and me, old woman like me, like still going
old woman.
through uni, and like I see my graduation very far, but by the grace of God, very soon.
Amen. I
Yeah,
receive it
but-
for myself too.
Amen.
Amen. Whenever I see pictures of people graduating, I'm like, when is it going to be my turn? And it's not easy, because
Okay.
they make it look like uni is so easy, but it's
Yeah.
not. Especially here in Italy, uni is hard.
Ah, say
They
it again.
like,
please.
The
It's hard.
anxiety that will come upon you is crazy. So that's the only moment I feel pressured. But in any other aspect of life, I don't really feel
Okay.
it, because I know that everybody has his or her own like time.
Since
Yeah.
you said you don't feel pressured in other aspects of life, yeah. You know, women, when you get to a certain kind of age, your parents or people close to you be asking you about when are you getting married.
Yeah.
Even jovially, they will ask you. Don't you feel pressured in that way too?
Thank God it hasn't happened to me yet. Like,
Any Yelena Wale,
no, I've not heard that, because I have an elderly sister and they've not asked about her yet.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
people don't really know my age.
Okay.
Like one lady in my church, Nigerian lady. She was like, "Oh, Dina, so are you going to superiority?" And I was like, "Superiority," and I'm like, "Sono grande." I told her my age, and she was like, "Oh, really, Dina? I thought you were like 18, 19." So when people hear my actual age, they'll be like, "Hey, you're growing." But for now, I've not heard anyone asking me that. So
What about you?
The pressure.
The pressure is getting worse.
For me, the pressure started like some years back.
Okay.
I've been getting pressure, pound pressure, not yet.
But for that aspect, now if talking about pressure, I would want to understand, like, is it the pressure because the people are saying it, or pressure because you feel like you are ready and things haven't fallen in place, like pressure no from
The two of them, because you've gotten to a certain age that at least you should have somebody in your life. And you don't have anybody, you've not introduced anybody, your parents are worried. Sometimes my dad one time called me and said, "Maggie, do you have somebody?" I said no. He said, "Hey, what is the problem?"
That's what I was about to ask.
What is the problem? I'm like, there's no problem. Hey, so nobody's coming and all of that. And when people were coming, I was not ready. You get. So the pressure is from other people as well. Family, people from outside. It's genuine concern. It's not like they are giving you pressure.
That go and marry,
exactly, because like you see people who you are older than, they are getting married, and you feel like, for me, sometimes I'm happy for them. Literally, I'm happy for people who are getting married because they are ready and they found the right person, they're getting married. Okay, but you are human. The fact that unye jealous, but
it doesn't mean unya umpe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So sometimes the pressure gets to you.
Yeah.
It gets to you. It's natural.
So
the pressure will get to
the
you.
pressure comes from both ways.
Yes.
From the fact that you are ready, and then it doesn't look like you are getting into it.
Yes.
And people actually not minding their business.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
But I want to understand this. What do you all mean by you are not ready? What is the ready? What is the ready?
What's the ready thing?
From a man's point of view, they make us a mom casa first.
Yeah.
Ah.
And what was the problem? What do you think is the problem that nobody is coming?
No, money answer question back. First one, me interested. Like you saying you are not ready, right?
Yeah.
As
I
a young,
was not ready at a particular time. There were people coming, but I was not ready.
Like what is it that?
Mentally, like psychologically, and emotionally.
You're just declining people like that.
It's normal.
A Facebook friend.
So if you are not, if you don't feel ready, it's not like, oh, somebody is ready to get married to you, and so you have to get ready by force. You have to search yourself if you are ready, emotionally, physically, psychologically. Marriage is not just don't do and then you go.
Exactly.
That's not it. There's more to that. So you have to, even with your character, you have to work on it. So it's not just somebody say, I want to marry you, then you go and marry by force. Yeah.
So character-wise, you're not ready.
There were a lot of factors, not just character, emotional.
But character-wise, were you ready?
I think I was not matured at that time. I think I was not.
But now you feel that you're matured and somebody can come and you say yes.
It depends. it depends on the person. It's not like I'm ready.
Yeah,
so come.
Like, you didn't have to know the person. And
choose right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't have to rush.
There's nothing more terrifying than living with someone that
you don't know
the wrong person. Anyway, you were talking about something. I think in relation to what Maggie asked. You want to ask something?
I wanted to ask, but I've even forgotten what I was about to say.
Anyway, Dina, like as you were saying initially, it looks more like. Let me ask a simple question. Maybe based on the answer you gave, we can proceed. Do you feel like, right now that I'm talking, do you feel like, I don't like the word feel. Are you ready for marriage?
Question for the gods. Ancestors, please answer.
I think so. Like, if someone should come now, like,
you may consider it.
Yeah, exactly. But not getting married like now. Like,
no, you are supposed to kneel down. We are not say that.
Cotegeno. The knee is not good.
No romance, like
the knee is not good. It's not my fault. Oh, it's the knee.
It's like the ring too. The ring too. It belongs to you already. My God.
The ring is too. It is adjustable. You can adjust it.
Anyway.
Go on.
So, like, if someone should come now, like, I need to get to know the person and see, like, where his mind is. But oh yeah, I think like at the moment I'm in that stage of my life where
You can consider
I
something
don't
like
want people that will come and waste my time. Like if you are coming is because you're ready. Boy, that doesn't necessarily means that
that. It's you.
yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm looking for.
Now, the reason why I asked that thing, you see, when Maggie was talking, she said something like she wasn't ready,
Yeah.
and I said, I was about to answer and say something like, in a man's perspective. What I meant with that is, when a guy starts to think about marriage, there are so many things that it comes into your head. Automatically, you want to put this in place. You feel like, oh, say me, yeah, they way. They now, yeah, they why do you wouldn't tell everybody, say, Charlie, me, yeah, ready, how are you? But low key,
You know what you are
like
doing.
within you, that is what you are getting ready for. So you feel like, all of a sudden, I was saying free mommy fee, I was saying pay a bit now, I was saying pay a juma is stable. Say me yere nyema I was say me share nkwalante or say me pay sika to aware na take sika nti or say me pay sika like all those things. You see that all of a sudden nyama bebre a we around you no ubeja ye and yet because obi apamo but because all of a sudden u focus a change into automatically you have to adjust yourself so that you go that direction.
True.
Into as a young lady, you know, what are some of the things, I'm just asking, what are some of the things that you think you give up or some of the things that you take on as make am bema there no. We are didn't say oh but warrior. Me nka se unko party beam. But then the party in life no. Obi an tufo. Eti weni so. Also all of a sudden you feel like I will say utene fie more. So when you get yourself that way now as bema no, that what are some of the things that as a young lady you do that actually makes you like when you come to the realization say I'm getting ready. I'm getting myself. I'm not saying I'm getting ready to marry someone, but I'm getting myself ready for marriage in case someone comes. What are some? I think this one, any of you can answer. What are some of the things that comes into your head that you put?
I think one of the things could be like being mentally ready for the fact that you have to kind of give up your freedom. Let me put it that way. Not in the sense that you're going to be a slave, but your life will depend on the person you're living with. Yeah, exactly, because it's not that sorry Anna, like I'm going out, you don't inform of like where you're going when you're coming back. Like you have to consider that you have to take care of the house. Like it's not that like the kitchen is dirty, like the washes to be the dishes to be washed and then you just take up and leave. And then you have to put in consideration the fact that if you are married, let me underline, if you are married, it's not that you are planning to like get pregnant, but it can happen. So you have to be mentally ready for the fact that I'm going to be a mother, and taking care of another life is not easy. Because me personally, I love kids. I love babysitting, but I can see the stress that parents go through. Being a mother, being a parent is not easy. So me, I'm like, oh, I love kids, but if I think of Oswan, I have to go and take it. Like I have to give up my sleep because of the child. Like as for that side, I'm not fully ready. Like
nobody is actually ready to become a parent. Yeah.
So as for that side, boy, there is the fact that like people will depend on you. If it's not your child alone, but also your partner, like emotionally, I know that men are not vulnerable. They don't open up easily, but you have to support them because maybe they're going through a lot. And like we ladies, we normally have attitude when our partner is behaving some way, but you have to be ready, like in the sense that if you see him like he's down, you have to make sure that leave everything aside and just be there for him. So like all these things you have to be ready. Like don't think about only you. Think about him as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Maggie, I don't want to say Dina has said it all because there's something that
she has said it like taking responsibility.
Okay.
It's not an easy task. Like for me, it's sharing my space with somebody. My space is precious to me. Staying in my room 247 is peace. So sharing my space, you have to get to a place where you understand that you have to share. Somebody has to invade your space. Your privacy is no more privacy. And sharing everything with somebody, you're not going to think about yourself alone, but also thinking about others. You're bringing another family into your family. There are certain things you need, like, there are a lot of things into this married thing. It's not just...
Yeah, it's not just...
Yeah, so there's a lot of things to consider before...
But to me, it's just a question. Don't you think with the society right now, with women, because of too much, is it, how do you call it, feminism in the society, that's what is making you all not feel like you have to be in a relationship or try to even get married? Because you feel like whatever a man can do for you, you can do for yourself. You don't need no money in your life. You can do everything. Like, I'm getting paid, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. So I don't need a man in my life. Don't you think that women these days think about these things? That's why they don't feel like I don't need no money in my life.
But that's not marriage is
No,
about.
No, like you preparing yourself to get married. These things count.
Yeah, but like, I'm talking for myself. I even normal relationship, like nkwala relationship, it's not that I get into a relationship because I want my partner to be buying me gifts or stuff like that. No, like if you go into marriage with that mentality, then you're not matured, you're not ready for marriage. So I think like wanting to share your life with someone and being ready for that, like that counts in a marriage, because like having a partner is not just financially, it's also like, as Maggie was saying, like emotionally, mentally, psychologically. And if you don't find someone that actually understands you, then the marriage is not going to last. Because me, for example, I've realized that I'm getting very stubborn. So I need to find someone that will calm me down in certain aspects, like explain things to me, because there are certain things about like gender
roles.
Yeah, exactly that. As for me, I've decided I don't want to accept those things, because what a man can do, a woman can do as well. But I've come to understand that there are certain things, whether I like it or not, it's like that. Nobody can change it. So I need someone that like
what are some of those things?
I don't like to cook. I don't like to stay in the kitchen. Like I cook for survival. I'm very plain.
She doesn't cook for a living.
Yeah.
For survival.
She cook when it's necessary.
And then the things I cook sharp, like 15 minutes.
So,
but my father is trying to make me understand that whether you like it or not, what your husband wants to eat, that's what you want to cook. Me, for example, fufu is not my thing.
Okay.
I've never prepared fufu in my life. I've prepared them quite once. I don't know say koyompo, because that time I was having COVID, so I couldn't taste anything. So I don't know. I'm very sincere, but my father told me that like as for like cooking and things of the house, you have to make sure that 90% it's all on you. Yeah. So
are you feel like are you mentally ready for that? But then
I'm trying. Like I'm working.
You're working towards that.
Yeah.
Shout out to your father for that thing. Why are they, Papa?
Are you going to marry an African or a white?
Whoever the Lord sends me.
Then I think you are supposed to look for a white, because our African brothers, fufu no ubeka.
Uncle Peso can't argue, but compromise.
But
for the peace of Maggie, like, what about you? Anything similar?
For me, it's saying my mind. Because me buy but like she said, my dad is also telling me about how you're not supposed to respond.
Yeah,
it's not
showing you.
You and who?
Go on.
It's not, you don't have to respond to everything. Even if you know you are right. You have to just keep quiet. When it's the right time, you talk about it. You don't just
blast at any moment.
Massacre.
Now, I think I wouldn't say we drifted a little bit. We enlarged the topic. But then let's get back on track to peer pressure. You know, women most of the times do comparisons.
Yeah.
Men also do it. Let me not even say women most. We as people, we most of the times do comparison. But the beauty of that is women compare upwards, men compare on a level or downwards. I'll explain myself. when a woman wants to compare herself to someone, she always looks at someone that is up. And I don't share why you say because she wants to go up there.
Yeah.
For women, we compare ourselves to someone that is on our level or someone that is down. So when you say something to us that unye say now so we always we feel like it is that ego stuff that men have and men and baby feel what I say. So we do stuff that protects our image. But women do stuff that elevates their image, even if they are not there yet. That is where they want to go. It's 500 euro, but we 1,500 intimation per 1,500. It is nothing bad to aspire for greatness or all those stuff, and anything bad. But I'm asking, does it not put extra weight on you when you don't accept the fact that this is who you are or this is what you have in that moment? I'm just asking, like as women. Because you see someone and then you see nipa we why you say me so me person me yebi. In as much as call him in that you are making a little progress, but am I too much pressure thinking about those stuff?
It depends. Like I always say, what do you have? Maybe you have a big car. Ever since I got a car, I'm not jealous of anybody who has a big car because when I look at the bolo you are paying, when I look at the benzina and all of that, I'm content. But at first, when I didn't have a car, I wanted a big car. Yeah. But now that I have it and I know what it entails, I don't even look at big cars. It's nice, yes. I'm in my lane. Yes. Because if you want to live an expensive life, then it means you have to have more to spend. So if you know you can buy something that's 20 euros, you can buy it. But maybe you buy something that it's of quality. Mm-hmm. Or maybe you buy what you think like you like. That will show also be, oh, I like what I'm wearing. If somebody is wearing something more expensive, I also like what I'm wearing. So it all depends on you. If you are in there and maybe you earn 1,000 euros and then I go and buy a wig 500, I asked a friend, I saw her wig as to, she said she bought it 600 euros. I was like, okay.
Wig no.
Yeah.
Wig 600. I'm like, okay, let me calculate my booster pack. How much did I get? So when I said, okay, it's nice. She gave me the woman's number to call her. I'll buy how the price I can buy. I'll not buy the same as her. So yeah.
Okay. I think I'm satisfied with the answer because remember you pay pressure and also. I feel like girls or women have more pressure in society than women.
Topic for another day.
Yeah.
Me I talk. I said topic for another day. Because the pressures on women, senior fair today, I no good agree with you.
Asin, you no good agree.
That he is saying the pressure on women is more than the pressure on men.
Like, so do you mean men?
No,
have
I say
more pressure?
women get more pressure from society than women. Men. Yeah.
In general, crampo.
No, okay, so that we talk about feminism and gender roles on the next one.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like you've said enough.
We said enough.
If I'm not,
yeah,
we've said enough, and yes, that's the MAGGIE you all want to see. That you've been disturbing me about this MAGGIE.
It's me,
and you all know senior friend.
We are part of the landlords now.
She's not yet a landlady.
She's a landlady
in the progress. You see. So tier dues with this no tier. When she finish paying it, she can come. So guys, thank you for your support. Like, comment, and subscribe. The guy that says the subscribe is not here. The Rasta man, yeah, he's on vacation. Here for vacation. You're so guys, thank you and see you on the next one.